Hello and welcome to Squib TV. I am Samuel Layton and I'm joined by James Cartwright, and we're going to be finishing off the divisions when we're talking about who the best player in the NFL is. Who are we going to be talking about today, James?
The AFC West.
So the AFC West is a very tough division, some top teams in this one. We're going to be starting off with the Denver Broncos, one of the teams which I was quite disappointed with last season, obviously the reigning Super Bowl champs, but they had lost Peyton Manning. Didn't have really a star QB. Trevor Siemian has been named the starter in 2017.
Yes.
So obviously his 2016 was good enough, and his pre-season been good enough.
You should stick with the guy you were playing all through last season.
Yeah, but I don't think Trevor Siemian's going to make it on our best player of the Denver Broncos. Who is your guy, James?
Just to spark a debate from the off, I'm going to go Aqib Talib, a guy you don't particularly favour because of his antics on the field. He's a bit of a loudmouth. He's a bit of a in your face, but that's part of his game that makes him such a good player. He's always going to be there and making the plays. You don't want him, if you're a wide receiver, you don't want him covering you, so that's telling. So I'm going to say him.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing I will say about Aqib Talib is, as much as I agree with you and his antics on the field, that do make him quite good. And obviously, one of the things we did talk about is the actually player's character. I mean, this is a guy who managed to shoot himself in his own leg off the field. So I mean, his off the field antics for me, I think he's an idiot. I think there's no way he should be an NFL player. I think he should be in jail. I hate the man. If you're watching this video, Aqib Talib, I don't care. You're an absolute idiot. You shouldn't really be walking the streets, to be honest. You're a danger to yourself and everyone else. But you are a fantastic player, so I will not take that away from you. But yeah, I don't actually think he's the best defensive back on this team.
That's just a spark debate.
No, obviously, I think Chris Harris Jr. is better than him in terms of that. I think TJ Ward, one of my favourite players in that one. Yeah, I think you've got some very good players on
just
the
a collectively
side.
Good.
The no-fly zone, of course. I mean, a bit harsh on Aqib Talib there as well, but he is a good player. But I'm not a fan of the man. As Steve Smith said when he didn't finish the game, he should ice up after my comments there, because obviously probably not hard enough to take them, Aqib. You can shoot yourself in the leg again if you want.
All the time, to be honest.
but actually none of these guys for me are the best player on this team. Von Miller is defensive MVP, MVP of the Super Bowl.
Single-handedly one of the best performances I've seen in a Super Bowl from any player.
Yeah, I mean, I think Von Miller has to be in that conversation. Obviously, the loss of DeMarcus Ware is a big one for them, but obviously he's retired. It's not like he's going to go and benefit someone else. Von Miller for me. I mean, I don't know if you want to stick with Aqib or you're allowed to go.
No, that was just a purely spark debate, really. But,
yeah, Von Miller for me. I think he's the best player here, but I do agree with your comments on Aqib. I don't think you want to face a player like him. If you're Michael Crabtree's gold chain, you certainly don't want to face a player like him. So yeah, Broncos will go with Von Miller. We'll move on to the LA Chargers then, a team that I think are actually on the up in a weird sort of way. I don't think they're going to be as poor as people are going to expect them to be. Nice little vibe in the little stadium that they're going to be playing in. Really close atmosphere for the fans. I think it'll be an awesome NFL experience next year in Los Angeles. And I think it'll be the better of the two LA teams. That'll be one of my bold predictions potentially. Who do you think is the best player on that team is, though? I feel like I know who you're going to go with.
Well, much like, very comparable to New Orleans, I feel, in terms of this pick is Philip Rivers. He's been, a guy who's been there. He's not done it, because, I mean, that would be a ring, but in terms of being one of the top QBs for the last 10, 15 years, yeah, easy pick.
Yeah, I think Philip Rivers is up there. I'm probably going to agree with him, but I want to give a shout out to a couple of guys. That was one of the guys who I liked last season, Melvin Gordon, when he was fit, scoring TDs, coming into the season after he didn't get a TD in his rookie season, absolutely smashing them through, steaming into the end zone quite a lot that season. And then obviously going to go for players, I think, on the defensive side of the ball, cornerbacks actually. Is it Casey Hayward and Jason Verrett? I think two of the best cornerbacks in the league at the minute. Guys you probably may not have heard of, but Jason Verrett especially just getting picks left, right and centre. He could be, those two guys could be a difference for them, especially in a division where I think you've got some top receivers. Yeah. When you've got shut down corners like that, I think they could be up there. But certainly Philip Rivers, if they're going to do anything this season, it's on the back of Philip Rivers remaining healthy, having his targets there and playing like Philip Rivers can.
Another name would be Joey Bosa.
Of course, Joey Bosa is someone you kind
side of the game. Can he become the face of this LA Chargers franchise as a guy? If he can clean up his act a bit. I know he's a bit of a character, as you would call him. Can he take the baton from Philip Rivers as the guy? When you think of the Chargers, you think of this guy.
Yeah, I think he's signed now. They've moved to LA, which is cool. I probably likes that idea. Obviously, there's some reason he didn't want to play for San Diego, probably because they're in San Diego. I think a lot of the players and the fans did want to be there, but I think Joey Bosa thinks he's a bit bigger than the team. But they moved to LA now. A fantastic player, one of the top defensive players in the league. Certainly last season won Defensive Rookie of the Year after missing a few games. That defence for me looks strong. Joey Bosa coming off the edge. Those cornerbacks we're mentioning. I couldn't name the linebackers there, unfortunately, but I'm sure they're decent enough. I think that for me, the Chargers aren't as weak as I think people are going to imagine them to be.
Hopefully they'll be competitive.
Yeah, but we're going to go with Philip Rivers because he's the guy that it's all going to be on the back of. No matter how well this defence plays, if you don't have Philip Rivers firing the TDs in, then you're going to be in a bit of a predicament. We'll roll on to the Kansas City Chiefs, a team which I think... there's a couple of players you could talk about. The Chiefs are another one. I think they're just a solid team rather than have individual characters there.
Very much so.
Obviously, a couple of years ago would have been raving about Jamal Charles, who's now at the Broncos, but probably coming towards the end of his career now. Who would you say, James, is a guy who stands out for you in Kansas City?
Defensive side of the game, I'm going to go with Eric Berry. Very inspirational guy, recovering from cancer and having such a fantastic season. Last season, I don't think many characters or people could have done that.
Yeah.
So, an amazing thing to see. And a guy who, when we talk about this team, is a standout player.
Yeah, I totally agree with that there. Eric Berry, I think, probably is going to be the best player on this team. Tamba Hali, another solid defensive player, not been playing as much this season though. One guy I do want to mention because I really like him, Tyreek Hill. He is a player who had some off-the-field issues back in his college days. Looks to be a bit more of a clean-cut character these days. He can return kicks, he can make grabs, he can run the football. For me, he's an all-round exciting player. He's the sort of player that sells tickets. But I'm going to agree with James, Eric Berry. What an inspirational story. And for the man to come back from such an illness as cancer and then be still one of the best defensive players in the league is, I think...
if he didn't know he'd suffered that, he wouldn't be none the wiser.
Yeah, his performance didn't change at all, so I think definitely going with Eric Berry on this one. Last but not least, Oakland Raiders, probably one of the teams that's going to be the hardest one to do. Who are you going to go with? Are you going to go offense or defense? I think there's an argument for both.
Well, hopefully this particular character can pick up his game again after being away for a couple of seasons. Beast mode, Marshawn Lynch. If you can get him on the field running them hard yards with another dimension to the Oakland Raiders. So, I'm going to say because of his presence, his character, everything he brings to the game, what he's done in the game, I'll say Marshawn Lynch. Yeah,
arguably, if Pete Carroll had handed it to Marshawn Lynch would have 2 rings, as would everyone else in the Seahawks organisation. Beast mode, he's a top character. But having been out of the game for a season, I'm not actually going to say him. I'm actually going to go with Khalil Mack. Obviously, as a Panthers fan, I remember him a fumble, a pick, a TD, various sacks on cam when we played against the Raiders in what was a top game, actually, which the Raiders just overcame. But I like Khalil Mack. I think the rest of the defence isn't so strong. I think Khalil Mack pretty much holds that together. And I think I'm going to go with him. I think you can argue, I know Jack, the guy behind the camera right now, will be saying probably Derek Carr. Derek Carr is fantastic. Highest paid QB in the league at the minute as well.
Well, there you go then.
He's going to get
his brother David.
He's going to get a ring or 2 by the time he retires. But I'm going to go Khalil Mack. Do you want to go Khalil Mack or do you want to go Beast Mode?
I want to agree with you, but I just wanted to mention Beast Mode.
I think you have to talk about
Beast Mode, don't you?
You have to talk about that guy. But yeah, we'll go Khalil Mack then. We'll go 4-1 on this one. 4th best player in this league. In this division. I'm actually going to go Philip Rivers.
Yeah, if you're asking us 5-6 years ago, I'm very much the same as Drew Brees in New Orleans. Potentially would have been number 1, but for now... Yeah, 4.
I think drop him down. I think 3. It's either going to be it's Berry or Mack to me. It's got to be Eric Berry for me because I think Khalil Mack's just
Mack.
And then I think
in second,
Mack second, and then Von Miller number 1.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. If you disagree with that, please let us know. We're going to be bringing you videos up until the start of the regular season, so please make sure you click that subscribe button so you can watch us ramble on about American football and just basically laugh at each other for about 7 minutes. And then make sure you comment, let us know what you want us to do videos on. Like it. Follow us on Twitter at Squib_TV. Thank you very much for watching.
It's a touchdown.